gets awesome before it just sinks in on
Explodes.
It's very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything
Oh,
specific,
interesting.
But like just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
So we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great. This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what the word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss.
Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy poozy, and
Uh-oh, got a fart in this chair. Is gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait. Hey.
Oh no! Everybody else,
Hey.
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting
how
music.
my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, "No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it." They're like, "No, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update: not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was. Did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunches.
And then Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, you can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marylane's got pink eye. She touched her nose.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the Governor General of the stream.
God damn it, guys. I took a Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Oh,
ouch!
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's gonna be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
Having a nice time. So let's watch
That's
it one more
Betty
time.
Crease's Jamaican for poop shoot.
So I'm on the toilet. The toilet paper's here. I grab some of the toilet paper. I stand up. I turn around.
Whoa!
Frank, no.
A whole lot of the world can get it right round itself if I have a bomb on bed.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
What was Tom talking
Whoa!
about?
Whoa!
Oh no, the
Canadians
are coming.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Oh, hey.
Here's the background in the run-up to Sunday or Monday's big read, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I also just was like, I don't think our guest today knows what the stream is, and this is quite a trial by fire to come just pop in, see a guy you've done a couple of shows with and his buddy in Canada, and just see the words "informant slut."
Also, because of the formatting, the way that it'll work is her face will just be up next to the word slut.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I think we have to change it. This is fine for the three of us, but
No, I'll just move her up here and put you down there.
That's fine.
Today's stunt, Ashley, will be announced when they arrive. But it's a Los Angeles comedian.
So funny.
Exactly. The tension. Imagine if today's stunt, Ashley, was someone who would really not find that joke funny. It's Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, she's back.
I don't like that when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and everyone was like so arrogant, not giving up her job while she was alive. So arrogant. And it's like,
really? I didn't hear that at all.
Oh my God. You weren't in America. Like you have to understand. Like that, it was at the point where everyone was so fucking fatigued. Like it's very funny. A couple of like super right-wing newspapers have like put Joe Biden's approval at 40%.
Yeah.
And like one of the questions they're like, one of the things they're like, I don't think he's done anything. And it's like, what are you talking? He just passed the most sweeping infrastructure reform bill since the New Deal.
He's done so many things as well. Yeah.
He's done here's the thing that's very interesting that I would actually say, and I hope you're all ready for a real yawn cast.
Yay.
But I would say that one of the things that he's definitely done is just done stuff. He's done stuff that wasn't murdered one Iraqi or a tax cut. Like, never forget. Yeah. What did Donald Trump do in 4 years? He was a real cunt, and then he murdered one Iraqi guy, and then he did a tax cut, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah.
Like, he did a bunch of other stuff happened because he did nothing. Like 400,000 Americans just died of COVID because he did nothing, but he still did nothing. What'd you get?
I got a message from Snap saying that the alert from Twitch is still an old one, so I'm just going to change it right now.
Yeah. I've been meaning to say something for days, but I keep forgetting.
Well, one thing that he did was he okayed the camps in Xinjiang.
Oh, you had to bring that up right as our guest arrived, Chris, just to make us look like a couple of real horses patats.
Yeah, he was real. China called him, and they were like, "Do you mind if we open concentration camps?" He went, "Fucking go for it." I
don't think that's how that worked at all. Also, I could see our guest. I have a thing I'm going to say as soon as our guest arrives. Hi, Mary. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Mary.
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Mary, this is Chris.
Howdy.
Hey, Chris, what's
How's
up?
it going?
Nice to meet you.
You too?
There's a chat that you might be able to see of people watching live that you should be able to see on your screen. You may not be able to because no one's
I think
chatted.
I see it. I've never been on
Very
this
exciting.
format before, but this is cool.
One last thing. I was convinced your name was Romero until you came on, and it's Romeo. And I'm so sorry what happened?
It's definitely Romeo, but like everybody just says Romero. I'm on my iPad and I have absolutely no idea where to look right now, so my eyes are like, going crazy.
We'll manage the chat.
You're
It's all
good.
good.
Yeah.
So it's the people are saying hi, Mary, to you.
Yeah, we got one right here. Hi, Mary.
And
What's
someone
up,
else,
Kirsten?
and also Ida, just a bunch of love emojis. So you know,
That's adorable. Sweet.
I'm just gonna move like that. So Chris is next to the word slut.
Yeah, we were worried about that.
Good. Yeah,
we
this is a little uncomfortable there.
Yeah, we come right onto the podcast and then immediately I'll go, "What is your last name?" Stand next to that word.
Well, also now it looks like info slut. So we're like some sort of edgelord right-wing podcast. We're the info sluts.
Oh my god,
hard-hitting truths.
I've been thinking about going alt-right for a while because it just seems like a real good career move in comedy. Am I crazy?
Is it though? I feel like it's a short-term gain.
I feel like I'm just still thinking about info slut as being like this new, like the new browsers or something, like a really like for smart online.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I gotta tell you, that's like if you actually combine porn and just information, like just two people fucking and one of them turns to the camera.
Just the newscast naked.
That was the naked news. The naked news was a thing years ago. Yeah, but this is like hardcore. This is like when Playboy went to Hustler. It goes from the naked news to info
sluts. But wait, because naked news was naked news in the States. Do you know what the naked news is, Mary?
Well, it was on the internet, so it was everywhere.
But okay, the naked news was this weird, and it's a Canadian-produced TV program.
It was Canadian. Jesus Christ.
Canadian. Did I not tell you that I auditioned to be part of the naked news?
Shut up.
What?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Okay. So the naked news, and none of this is fake, was an actual a woman in front of a green screen that looked like a news studio, and she would tell you the news of the day while slowly removing all of her clothes. And at the end of her segment, she's just naked, and then it moves on to another so it's like local, like world news, naked lady, local news, another naked lady, sports, naked lady, fun human interest story, naked lady, over.
So what was your role?
Yeah, where did you fit in? Which naked lady were you going to be?
I auditioned to be a man on the street for it because they were trying to be able to be less naked. I remember this specifically. They said
it's in the name.
We are trying to update and modernize our brand. So we think a way to do that is if we include people on the street. So there would be a naked woman in the studio, and then I would be the guy on the street saying, "What do you think about the trams being built?" And they would say it, and then a naked human being would comment on it back in the studio. And I did 2 auditions, and then they found out I was a union performer and immediately were like, "Yeah, get the fuck away from me."
I love that the only clothed position was going to a guy. I think that's fantastic. They're just
shame he's not in a botanical garden. Oh my God, naked news is still on in Canada.
On cable TV, so people are paying to watch the naked news.
But a friend of mine made this point, which is, do you want to know why TV got so much better in the early 2000s, like the late 90s, early 2000s? And he's like, because porn came onto the internet, and then cable providers like Showtime and HBO couldn't make billions of dollars by just putting one softcore movie on their channel at 11:30. They had to just make quality content, and they had so much excess money from basically being like, yeah, we'll show you Groundhog Day in the daytime, but then it's Lusty Companions at 11:30. And they made so much money, they could just pay for The Sopranos. And I was like, that's 100% true. And then every show didn't just have to be like, someone might get naked. Better watch. Like
The old showcase special. The old may contain nudity. Was there a channel, Mary, did you grow up in the States? Are you American born?
Yes, I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Nice. Go Sixers. Did you guys have like a channel? So we had Showcase, which was like our artsy channel. So it was the first place I saw 4 Rooms. It was the first place I was exposed to like early Tarantino. There were Italian films on there. But then after 10 p.m., every show started with may contain nudity, and every person 14 and older just watched that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just had
Red
that
Shoe
on,
Diaries.
like, all night at sleepovers. But I remember it being more like infomercials that we would see like late at night. Like I feel like my parents didn't have like those subscriptions. They got the most basic package they could.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to a friend's house if I wanted to see some porn late at night.
I remember my friend's dad. Like I basically, like looking back, this is one of the meanest things a father has ever done, which is he had clearly caught his son watching. He had like one of those scramble boxes where it unscrambled the signal so you could see what like every pay-per-view channel. And he had one of those unscramble boxes. And like literally he was like, this is like 3:00 in the afternoon, and he was driving my friend's older brother to skating, and he was like, and by the way, I unplugged the box so you can't be watching any of those porno shows like you were last Friday. And I was like, terrible parent you are, exposing this poor child to this information. Yeah,
full busted him. Didn't call him on it until days later. Just wait, I saw what you did.
I remember going through my friends like TV like at one sleepover, and in the search bar it said like big tits, and we were like, this must have been your little sister, obviously. She's like 13. And then years later, we're like, no, wait, it was your fucking dad, obviously.
For sure. Yeah. What an uncouth thing for a father to search.
Yeah, what a
big tits.
Yeah. I mean, at least let's all just be thankful. At least it wasn't just the word sleepover. You know what I mean? Then it would have been like, oh no, get out of the house. It's such a weird thing because it's like I have an 18-year-old brother. And what we are talking about right now, we might as well be talking Swahili. Like the idea that there was the way to stop you from watching a channel was just the sound was fine. It was just a horrifically weird noise. Like it would a weird vision thing. He'd be like, well, why wouldn't I just go on my phone? Like it blows my mind.
I remember when iPod Touches came out, so you could have like video files on them. And I worked at a bar where a couple guys would have porn on them. And I was like, how bad do you need to jerk off? You're a weirdo that you just have this saved on your fucking iPod. And now everyone's just, I saw a guy on the bus the other day. It's just a fucking mess out there.
What?
Sitting back row, empty bus. I went to the back. He sort of went to adjust his shoe, and I caught a glimpse of his phone. Full porn. Just chilling.
Just quickly want to say,
it's everywhere.
For describing second month in a row, time travel agent. So appreciate it.
Travel agent.
I'm so shocked by that. When I was living in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, I like lived off of a.
That hurts. That
David. Does hurt. Canadian dads and American dad as well, David.
Also, I go by info slut now. I'll have you know.
Yeah. Chris has changed. No info slut. It's John, Mary, and Inflo slut. What's Mary's last name? Literally no one knows. It might be Romeo, might be Romero.
Romeo, I get that too sometimes.
You get Romeo? That's what I thought it was. Mary Romeo. How did people think it's Romero if it's Romeo?
You say people as if you didn't.
It's because I was told by Alex Hooper, we're going to marry. I remember the specific. We're going to marry Romero.
I'll be your dad, David.
Yeah, Mary will be your dad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the mispronunciation comes from. I think people just naturally want to put an R there because they can't believe that my last name is Romeo because it's like so cool. It's hard to understand.
It's pretty
like
badass.
You're a woman. Shouldn't it be Mary Juliet?
Right, exactly. Yeah, it just doesn't click somewhere. But it's okay. I've gotten over it. I used to have a joke like when I would get on stage and be like, "This fucking guy thinks my name is Romeo," and then it was like, no one really cares what your last name is.
No one's listening. Yeah.
Yeah, just go through it.
My wife is Iranian. Her name's Sadaf, Sadaf, and everyone calls her Sadif. There are no E's in her name at all, and everyone calls her Sadif. John has a story about someone who did.
Mary, I was at Chris's and Sadif's wedding, and the officiant mispronounced the name a variety of different times. Now, here's what makes it the best part. Different mispronunciations. We had a Sadat, like so many different mispronunciations. And here's the best part. Not one of them the right one. Like,
yeah, it was kind of amazing.
That's so upsetting.
Sadif.
That's like the first thing you do is just
she asked as well.
Loud and make sure it's right.
She asked before the ceremony. She was like, "How do I say this?" And we're like, "Sadaf." She's like, "Sadif, Tony."
She blacked out. And,
Alessandra.
Wow.
What is that the worst thing an officiant could do during a wedding? Or is the worst thing midway through the vows, they just go, "Actually, 1 second, sir, you're not good enough for this one." Like, I think that might be the worst thing.
I think take the opportunity if anyone objects to this marriage, and then the officiant is like, "I love her.
Oh,
I love her." That would.
Was anyone else super disappointed when they were part of a bridal party and found out you can't actually do that? I was so heartbroken.
What do you mean you can't do that? Of course you can. You can yell out at any point.
It doesn't stop it. And the minister then has to decide if that's an appropriate reason to stop the ceremony. Like, it's not up to the bride and groom. Hilariously, I found this out of one of my father's many weddings. I was like 14 and in the bridal party because I was 14. And we got to that moment and I was like, I'm going to ask some questions. Like, so what happens if someone stops it? And he's like, okay, well, it has to be a legal reason only.
Wow.
And it has to be one of these certain set reasons. It has to be the person was married before. Like, there's got to be a legal. And I was like, what if someone just loves one of the two people? And he's like,
what the fuck?
He's like, not my problem.
Rom-coms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought.
And here's the thing is, he said, that's not a good enough reason. I keep going with the wedding ceremony. Like, literally what those rom-coms should be is the minister going, no, not good enough. Barreling through.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And I mean, and I don't know about you guys, but I am sad to lose rom-coms because they're a real treat on an airplane.
They are, they're not getting any better though. I feel like the year for rom-coms was like 2004. That's actually my favorite year for me. A lot of favorites in that.
What came out? What are the favorites? What are some rom-coms?
The Notebook came out that year.
Was that a rom-com or was that just
Rachel McAdams was working?
Okay, yeah. Was The Notebook a rom-com? I never saw it. I thought it was just straight like romance tragedy, sort of heavy on the rom.
It's not rom, but like looking back on it, I think we can laugh at a few parts. But then it was serious.
Yeah, the diagnosis part, right, Mary? When he gets the diagnosis, planned your life wrong. You're gonna lose weight rapidly. Your hair is so lustrous now. Fuck off. Wait, what other movies came out in 2004? I'm very intrigued. So we got
Uptown Girls. I'm pretty sure it was either 2004 or 2003.
Who was that?
And White
Uptown
Chicks.
Girls.
White Chicks. White Chicks.
I love that shit. They're just all surface level, so basic, but on a rainy day.
Were you guys? Did you guys notice when a lot of the race stuff was the most prevalent thing in the news, and people on the right were like, "Well, what about white chicks?" That was their only comeback of like, "What about the least successful Wayans Brothers project? What about that?"
Have you seen White Chicks, Chris?
No.
I'm going to say this, and Mary, as you said, it is way better than it has any right being. Like, it's
I love movies like that.
Like, you're like, how? Like,
it was so good.
Yeah, you keep thinking they're kind of pulling this. Like,
there's no way that's true. In my mind, it's a full Jack and Jill situation.
No,
it's like, we fucked this.
Masterpiece.
What?
It's not like it's. I went into it being like, this is gonna be bananas, and you're like, it's not Citizen Kane, but you're like, all right, like it's also Jack and Jill so much like Adam Sandler and fucking Al Pacino have full sex in Jack and Jill. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And white chicks, like this is the thing. White chicks,
sorry, yeah.
like.
Aw.
Oh my God. So Mary, can you sell white chicks to me? What is it?
Oh, okay. So it's just about these two brothers who are undercover cops, and they have to take care of these like Beverly Hills sisters for the weekend and make sure that they don't get into trouble. And it's just like, you know, your typical like things explode and people like whatever, bad shit happens, and then they just like dress up as these Beverly Hills sisters and go into full
To replace them.
and
Yes.
And they pull it off. I mean, obviously they look ridiculous, but like
There's
the
no way
scenes are
they
just
pull
so
it off.
silly and hilarious that they just get away with it. It's
Okay.
It's the best. You have to
That's-
watch, and it's the perfect amount of time. It's an hour and a half. It's exactly
Yeah.
the length it
Perfect.
should be.
Perfect.
I
I mean,
feel
that's the most surprising thing. It's been a long 2 years, and that's the most surprising thing I've heard since March 2020 is that white chicks totally stands up.
It's not like it's one of those ones where you literally walk. It's a much lower version though. You remember the first time you watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and you're like, how the fuck was this so good?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Category where you're like, huh? Because they're not the good Wayans. It's not Damon.
No,
not Keenan.
no, it's not Keenan.
Still Wayans. Hey.
Oh, we got raided. Mary, get ready for a very intense video.
Yeah, we
Okay.
will maybe explain what this is about in a second, but enjoy.
Like being dry, it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Mary,
Welcome back.
Wow.
Um,
I thought you were playing White Chicks, but it was that little.
we are going
That's
to play
next.
White Chicks. So
Yeah.
how Twitch works is people raid into us, and when they're done streaming, they will come and bring their audience to us. So that's what just happened. Selk very nicely just raided. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Selk,
Thank you,
for
Selk.
following, and thank you so much for following.
That's so cool.
There in a bam. Welcome to the Troggies.
So much. Welcome aboard. We're not talking about poop, are we? That may have summoned me in. So not yet, but we can if you want to. Like we can if you want to.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
And we'll get there.
Yeah, of course. But first, what we're going to do is to bring the Raiders up to speed and everyone else. Mary posited it at a movie that I have seen, and I have to agree with her with that White Chicks vastly exceeding expectations. Chris Betts, being a pretentious douche, doesn't believe us.
You think they just give out these red hats? You think they just give these to people? You got to earn them. I've seen Life Aquatic 80 times.
I mean, sit Cody. Funny, most underrated funny. Although, wait, Life Aquatic, I think, is 2004 as well.
That makes sense. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, 2004 is a fucking year for movies.
Hot year for movies.
Yeah, it was 2004. Jesus, how did you know that?
Yeah, I read a lot of IMDb trivia too.
Oh my god, right? Are you one of those
It's
annoying
all
people that
fake, but-
as soon as the movie is it fake? Don't do that to me. Is it fake? Do you think IMDb
Some of
trivia?
it. Some of it's
No.
But just like a little
Really?
bit. Like most of it's true. But like, you know, the far fetched shit, you can't believe everything.
All right, we're going on the IMDb White Chicks trivia, and we're
Yeah.
going to see which ones you think are IMDb trivia fake.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I love
first,
this.
First, let's watch the trailer. Give me an idea of what we're in for. Give me an idea. I'm so curious because I just have a still in my mind, just one frame of them standing next to each other in the funniest. I mean, it's very funny that they didn't even try to make them look like women. I think that's a very funny choice, but that's all I can see in my mind. So sell me on this.
Other movies that have exceeded expectations coming in from Boomstickery
Yeah.
are Legally Blonde, 10 Things I
Yes.
Hate About You, How to Lose a
Yes.
Guy in 10 Days.
Those are all quality films too.
Never saw the Lose a Guy one, but the other two are
I believe
amazing.
that is part of McConaughey during the Rom McConaughey time.
I think so, yeah. And who's Goldie Hawn's daughter?
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. I think Kate Hudson's in that as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie fucking slaps. I gotta tell you, I watched that movie flying to Australia because my friend Carl told me a really good way to. I was living in London at the time, and it's a 27-hour flight, London to Australia. And he was like, the back half, what I do is I just start drinking a lot of red wine and watching rom-coms, and you get so emotional that it like really passes the time because you have a full tilt cry in your seat for like 40 minutes, and you're like, he's like, but it like gets all of this energy out of you because you've been sitting for so long. And I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and bawled while this very muscly man next to me, very unimpressed. Like he's trapped. I'm in the window. And, anyway, let's watch. Whoa. Fun fact, Katy Perry's real name is Katie Hudson.
Whoa. Did not know that.
No.
You know what's weird? That makes me want to roar.
Shut up, John.
No. You guys be careful or I'll kiss a girl.
FBI agents Marcus and Kevin Copeland have been assigned to protect the heiresses to a multi-billion-dollar fortune.
If the kidnapper strikes, we will be ready. All you gotta do is pick him up.
Oh, the guy from The Wire.
Now,
You don't actually think we're gonna go to the Hamptons looking like this?
to catch their kidnappers.
One more screw up and me and you are through. You know
Are they supposed to be the Bush daughters?
They'll have
Yeah.
unthinkable.
Not even close. They don't even look human.
What, you want some of this? You want some of this? You don't want none of this, son? I'll take the both of you.
From Keenan Ivory Wayans,
Brittany and Tiffany Wilson checking in. Sorry.
They're new.
the director of Scary Movie.
There is something different about the two of you.
Is it Busy Phillips?
That is Busy Phillips.
She's so talented. Why is she here?
How long we gotta do this? I'm telling you, by the end of the weekend, we're gonna be heroes. He's got my gun and bag. Go.
They're boldly going.
I mean, it does just work. It's stupid. It's not like it's just a dumb movie.
I don't see why I gotta go out with Mandingo. Because if you don't, you're gonna fall off. But that don't mean I gotta go out with Bucky the White Girl Slayer.
I totally am captivated by your beauty.
Oh my God, is that a hangout? Wait, gotta get in there and just suck that right out.
Yeah. Oh.
That's the word.
Sean Wayans,
Don't hurt yourself, sweetheart.
Don't worry, I won't.
Marlon Wayans,
The Beverly Hillbillies.
You're so dumb. You went to Dr. Dre for a boob job. Let's kick it old school.
Oh no. Oh no.
What kind of previous life? The shizzle my noodle.
White Chicks,
This is our jam, ladies. This is our jam. Making my way downtown, walking fast.
Okay, where is the actress? The actress in the middle here. Who is that? Where is she from? It's driving.
She's from
me.
Dexter.
She's
Yes.
from Dexter. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh God damn! That was melting my brain.
Who's coming back, by the way? He's got more murders to do. He says, I saw an ad for it the other day, and he's like, I've evolved as a monster. And I was like, you just had to put that. Don't worry, it's not the same Dexter, guys. We're coming back different.
I would say
Now he
here's a
fucks them
better-
after they're dead. It's a totally
better
different
way to
show.
watch. Instead of just watching any of Dexter, which after the 4th season is very disappointing, just watch White Chicks.
Just watch it over and over again.
Yeah, just watch it over and over again. All the same cast.
Oh, it's just a station.
Yeah, it's just a stupid movie, Chris. I
That
think you
was
should watch it.
terrible. That was absolutely
I
terrible.
think the trailer honestly like gave it an even worse impression.
Yeah, like I stand by. Let me put it this way: of all of the movies that that version of the Wayans did, it's the best one.
That's not a good thing. All
Yes,
of the
it is.
movies
That's
were
so
fucking
much better.
terrible.
Scary Movie was also amazing, and I'll stand by that.
I'm gonna have to part.
No.
With you. Although it
I was
is.
the first two.
How many did they end up making? I feel like Scary
least
Movie
three.
was.
Did they make 5?
They made 5, but I think the Wayans like dropped out. And then they started adding like Charlie Sheen and Simon Rex and like Lindsay Lohan.
Oh yeah. Oh, Denise Richards was in one. Yeah, that's yeah. No, they made in living color, and that was it. Everything else was bad.
No, I'm gonna stand by Blank Man.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did like Blank Man.
I'm gonna stand by Meteor Man, which may have actually.
No, that was Eddie Murphy.
No, that was not Eddie Murphy.
What
Meteor
was his
Man?
one?
Vampire in Brooklyn.
That's not the one I'm thinking.
Also, who is Simon Rex? Is he like a Charlie Sheen type
yeah, kind of. Oh my god, he's very niche. He was in the band Three Loco with Andy Milonakis and Riff Raff.
Yeah. Andy Milonakis and Riff Raff. Holy shit.
Actually, like listen to. Most of the things that I like, it's like ironic. Like I know it's stupid, but
wait a minute.
But do you really not like it though? Is it or do you just tell people that and really you like I am the biggest Andy Milonakis and Riff Raff fan?
Yeah, like
I know every word.
Genuinely, yeah, I do like it.
Yeah.
Like it is totally fine. I like Kiss, but my favorite Kiss era is the 80s, and no one likes that era like that. And I like and everyone's like, you like it ironically, and I'm like, no, it rocks, and I rock.
Was that Psycho Circus? That's the only good album they made.
Andy Milonakis is massive on Twitch. Also, who is Andy Milonakis?
He was in Waiting. Did you ever see that?
Milonakis show. Like that's all you need.
What is the Andy Milonakis show?
We didn't get that in Canada. That was on MTV, I think.
Oh, he's that fucking kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, here's where I find out that kid is 45 years old. Holy shit bags.
He's not a kid. He has like a disease or something, I think, that makes him look like a kid.
That
sounds like a pretty sweet disease.
Yeah.
Dude killed it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you've been diagnosed with simple plexic 5. It's where you get just $100,000 every day from some guy. You're like, oh. Okay. Here are some real. Okay, so, how do you know how Andy Milonakis's fame was launched?
I don't think so.
Get ready for the most 2003 sentence of your life. Are you ready? On January 26, 2003,
Did you say January? Please tell me that's what you call that month.
That's how it's pronounced. I always hang out with my friend Mary Romero in January. In January 26, 2003, the day of Super Bowl 37, which was not the one I was thinking of, the day of 37, Milonakis decided not to attend a friend's Super Bowl party and instead recorded a video titled "The Super Bowl is Gay." He posted the video to the website angrynakedpat.com. In 2 weeks, it went viral and was spotted by the brand new at the time Jimmy Kimmel Live show and got Milonakis a spot on the program. Milonakis was working as a tech support staffer for a Manhattan accounting firm at the time. From there, he launched his song, The Andy Milonakis Rap, and
I remember.
Joined Three Loco.
Wow.
That's so funny.
That's insane. It really just took one viral video. Everybody's going viral now. They're not getting
Oh my god.
rap deals.
He has the 5th most liked tweet of all time.
Is it just Super Bowl is gay? Is that the tweet?
Congratulations to the Earth, the astronauts that left the Earth today. Good choice. Tweeted on May 30th, 2020. By the way, most liked tweet of all time is really fucked up. It is the following. It is with immeasurable grief that we confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled with it these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4.
Wow.
No fucking dark. That's the most liked tweet. 7.3 million likes. Barack, by the way, the second most liked is no one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin or his background or his religion, Barack Obama. What is going on in the world? That's the second one.
Oh my god. That's
third one is It's a New Day in America by Joe Biden when he got inaugurated. Oh my god.
Wow. I'm looking at the most retweeted tweets, and the first two are both in Japanese.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's a good one.
congratulations, Yusaku Meizawa, for the top 2 tweets of all time retweeted. And then the third one is by someone named Carter Wilkerson, and it says, "Help me, please. A man needs his nugs." And that's it. That's the third most retweeted tweet of all time.
What the fuck?
And then the fourth is Chadwick Boseman died. That's the fourth. Is the most liked one.
All right, here's the one that's
Twitter's wild. What a
This is gonna
fun
blow
place.
everyone's mind. So on the list of top 30 most liked tweets, number 11 until number 29 are just members of BTS.
Wow.
BTS being the K-pop boy band, the K-pop
Oh,
Backstreet
right.
Boys. That is insane.
Wow. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Same in the retweets. It's basically all BTS in the top 30. Once you get after 12, basically, it's all BTS.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like just heard about them recently. Like I was not aware.
Mary, come on. It's a K-pop revolution. Did you get off the train at Gangnam Style? What's wrong with you? It gets so much better.
If it makes
Like,
you
I
feel
feel
any
like
better.
I obviously have heard their music, but I just was never enjoyed it enough to like look into it and like them and listen to them.
I mean, that's
I
probably
guess.
healthy. Are you 14?
Yeah.
Are you quietly 14 years old?
Yeah.
Because
But I
if not,
accidentally
then you
just
nailed
put
it. Good
yeah,
job.
a 14-year-old on the podcast. What are you doing hanging out in all those bars? It is weird. Gangnam Style, I slept on until like 2015. And let me tell you what no one wanted to hear in 2015 when that was stuck in my head in October of 2015. They're just like, have you heard this song? And everyone's like, yeah, 4 years ago, bud. Wait up, sleep on it. I was like, hey, what do you want from me?
I thought someone in my chat the other day translated the lyrics, and it's a love song. Gangnam is apparently a neighborhood, I think, in Seoul, and it's like an uptown sort of bougie neighborhood, and it's this dude trying to get with this lady who's from Gangnam, and so he's talking about like how fancy she is and how confident she is and cool, Gangnam Style, and that's it. I was like, that's such a basic song for the wildest music video I'd ever seen in my life.
I'm going to ask this question for all of you. Do you know the lyrics to the Macarena?
Oh, I'd heard them. I think it's a sad song.
I don't know them. David, go ahead.
I have no idea.
Let's look them up because I have no idea. Lyrics in English Macarena. Because here's the thing. Also, the Macarena. Have you guys? Chris has been to a wedding recently, mine, where we did not play the Macarena. But usually at my family, I have an aunt that's 99, and when the Macarena was popular, she learned the dance. So now at every family wedding, they put on the Macarena and she dances to it. But the charmingness of someone in their 80s versus someone who's 99 doing that, it's like a much more now like, oh God, what if she dies doing the Macarena?
She needs like several spotters to just do.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're like, you've never heard a room go more quiet when it's you know what I mean? Like no one is excited. English.
I think I realized this. I was thinking about at what point you're officially old, and I think it's when you start dancing and young people are excited about it again.
Oh fuck.
That's when you know, because if I'm in a room full of young people and I start dancing, they just leave the floor. They're very upset that I'm around, and it's a nightmare. But give me another like 30, 40 years, they're gonna all join in.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're gonna cheer you on. That's
Go, Mr. Chris. Go. All right. So here are the lyrics to Macarena in English. Already starting. I am not trying to seduce you.
Great
when I
opening line.
dance, they call me Macarena, and they say, "Que so bueno." They all want me. They can't have me, so they come and dance beside me, move with me, chant with me, and if you're good, I'll take you home with me. I asked for these to be in English, and I feel that I have been Oh, but don't worry about my boyfriend. He's a boy whose name is Vittorino.
It's an Italian name, isn't it?
Either way, I don't want him. Couldn't stand him. He was no good, so I ha ha ha. Now come on, what was I supposed to do? He was out of town and his two friends were so fine. Holy shit!
Oh
Whoa,
wow!
what a skank! Oh my god!
What an info slut!
Yeah, I would say
Jesus.
she's a real close slut because she's giving a lot of information. I think these are the chorus. Someone clip this. No one clip this. The users, Mary, by the way, have the opportunity to clip things, and unfortunately, what that means is there's a lot of clips on the internet of us without context saying things like, "This is the English parts in English." I want these parts. Whatever. Come and find me. My name is Macarena. Always at the party. Con las cheques. Que so buenos. Come join. My God, the lyrics to songs really fuck us all up.
Yeah, I like just being like ignorantly bliss in the bliss. Like I don't want to find out. I'll keep like humming along to the words. Oh no.
Coming in from friend of the stream, Cole Cabana. John's a racist. John's a racist. Podcast listeners, John's a racist.
Here's the real problem too: is if anyone knows race, it's the Jewish professional wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's met a couple.
Oh, not only am I evidently a racist, I'm also the raciest.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mary, via your social media, I learned you've been on tour this last many months. How was that?
Yeah. So, oh my God, it was amazing. I had two friends that were getting married like a month apart over on the East Coast. So I didn't want to keep flying back and forth. So I just planned a whole trip to drive out there and stay out there.
Nice.
And I planned a bunch of shows in between. And I just like organized it so well. Like I couldn't like the timing of everything was unbelievable. I made every show. Like some days I would be driving for like 9 hours and I still
Oh my God, can you
to get there in time for a show.
Take us through it, because it's like I want to drive across America for no other reason than every city I've gone to in America. I'm always like, well, isn't this far more charming than I was expecting?
Seriously, I was just like blown away by everything, and just everything exceeded my expectations. I had so much fun. It was just like a dream come true. Nice. I did the southern route first, so I left LA and I went to Phoenix and then Roswell, New Mexico, Austin, New Orleans.
Back it up. What is Roswell like? Take us through it.
Oh my God. Okay, so we weren't supposed to go to Roswell, which is another thing about a road trip and just comedy in general, is that you guys know, like, you could plan something and then it could totally fall through, and then another thing happens for that to fall through, but it was just everything was like that. So we weren't supposed to go to Roswell, but my friend who was meeting me in Phoenix like missed his flight. So we had to like rearrange our route. And so I picked him up from Phoenix. We drove to Roswell, and it was just this whole like alien town. They have the Roswell International Museum where they have like all these like UFO readings and stuff. Ooh. And it's just like so alien themed. It's so cute, so small, like in the desert. And we stayed at the Roswell Inn. Which
is it shaped like a flying saucer?
That was exactly going to be
nice.
Yeah. That was like crash here. So yeah, that was a really, really cute, fun town. And then
how close to the actual Area 51 can you get? Like, is it even close to the town, or they're like?
I don't think it was that close. I think like just in that area in general, like in the like desert, there's just been a lot of UFO sightings. But I don't know why Roswell is like the capital or like known so much for aliens. Like I think they just turned it into this kitschy like come visit us thing.
So the first like big reported quote unquote alien crash from Area 51 supposedly was in or close to Roswell, New Mexico, which is where all of this has sort of come from. And then I guess the town embraced it.
Yeah, sure, it started
like
showing up.
It's just all aliens.
I love American towns. So I've never seen another country where they'll be like, "This is our thing," and that's the town. Oh, I went to the Jack Daniel's distillery years ago, and Lynchburg is the town that's there, a name they refuse to change. And so every single town, so the whole town is very, very small. There's sort of one main square that's sort of a strip mall. There's a church in the middle, and then sort of like a 3-sided mall around it. Every store is a Jack Daniel's merch store. I'm talking 15 stores and 1 pharmacy, and that's it. That was the town center.
No.
It's wild. It's such a crazy thing. But apparently, everyone in the town works for the distillery as well. So it's
So
one big.
It's producing money. They have to just accept it.
Yeah.
It's like in Texas. Every small town Texas thing is just like high school football. That's just the only thing that we live for.
Yeah. I saw Varsity Blues. I know how it is.
It's so much more jarring when you're living it, when you're driving through like a city like Houston and you're like, what is that giant stadium? Is that where the Longhorns play? And they're like, no, that's the high school's stadium. And you're like, what? And you're like, yeah. Like right outside of Houston, there's a radio station just for the high school football team.
Wow.
Like it's so much more a thing than you even realize. Like you're like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, man. Like it's what are you gonna do? Like, because Mary was just in like when you're in like the southern part, like Arizona, Nevada, Texas, like you feel so much more removed because it's like dead. I don't know what Texas is like, but like the desert is so vast and nothing. You feel so. I found it very cleansing and relaxing because you're alone.
Yeah.
But like a feeling of like you chose to be out here.
Wow. How was it driving through it?
Well, I had a friend, so that was really nice for that part because, like you said, John, it was just like so dead for like 3 states. But actually driving through Texas, you go through a lot of little small towns, which was kind of cute. But
how many Confederate flags did you see on your trip?
a lot of Trump signs still.
Not including the ones that you were flying off the back of your car.
Yeah, exactly. Not counting the ones that, of course, you were having tattooed on your back and arms. Oh my God!
A lot of Trump signs still.
Here's my question: any QAnon signs or flags? Those are my favorite ones to see.
No, I feel like people are a little quieter about that. They do that in their groups, not out on the highway.
You, madam, need to start doing more shows in San Diego or Huntington Beach because they are not keeping it quiet in those parts of town. Holy shit, fuck. Just driving into a gig at a dispensary last Tuesday, got off the highway, just a house with a big giant flaming Q flag, like off. I'm like, sir, I can see so many businesses. There's other things to occupy your time.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's San Diego is such a weird place because they are like so conservative there, but it's like California, so you would think that they would be liberal, and it's like the most confusing place to perform.
Oh my God. And also it's also where they train the Navy SEALs, and it's where they like train like all of that has also happened there. So it's also like all of the Army guys are I only learned this talking to a bunch of SEALs, there was something to do with that part of the Navy, and they were like, all the military guys you'll either get the cadets and they're really rowdy, or you'll get special forces guys, and those special forces guys are actually like way more reserved and probably more liberal because like it's so much more intense and they're seeing way more stuff. And they're like, that's why San Diego's crazy, because they're like, San Diego is all like the guys that fix the ships and like the guys that repair the planes. Like they're all the grunt weirdos that are like, I want to be in the military, but I can't shoot a gun. So they've taught me how to fix an engine. And so it's just zonkers.
Well, I remember I've only been there once because my cousin owns a tattoo parlor in San Diego. And she took us around. It's the only time I've ever shot a gun was when I was there. They took us to a gun range because my cousin-in-law, is that who married your cousin? Your cousin-in-law? He's from like South Carolina, I think, and owns every gun. And so when we were talking about it, he's like, you've never fired a gun? That's how we're celebrating the New Year. So on New Year's Day, we went to a gun range and I shot a Glock. And but it was a weird, like, it felt like I saw a lot of people with like tattoos and dressed kind of cool. But then it was also like a tension in the air. But it's designed like a retirement home. Like the city feels full, like it should be full of old people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many different parts of it. Like I feel like Pacific Beach and Ocean Beach is like where all like the young hippies live. But then as soon as you go like more inland, it's like, it gets really conservative and guns and QAnon flags.
Yeah, like QAnon flags. And it's also then if you go like in the interior, like stay on the coast, but like go out of San Diego to like San Diego suburbs, like a couple, because I know a couple of comedians and like that live there, and they're all like, oh yeah, I grew up in a crazy trailer park with a bunch of meth heads, and I was like, what? And they were like, in San Diego, and they were like, yeah, like directly outside of it is like 8 giant trailer parks, and I was like, what? What? And then yeah, it's just weird. It's also like how LA just has like a million oil refineries, and no one talks about how weird it is in the middle of like literally driving to San Diego. You will for half an hour be driving through an oil refinery and be like, I wonder why the air pollution's so bad in this city. And then you're like, oh yeah, they're processing oil. Like,
and every news report is like, all these drivers, and it's like we've got it's mini Dubai out here.
Yeah, like, between my house and the beach, you literally will drive by those weird like derelicts that are like I always associate with Texas. Like it's the most
like the sipping bird thing.
Yeah.
When you drive from Sherman Oaks down to Culver City, there's just this like ominous haze that just like lifts, and it's like, and then when you have a conversation with someone about it, it's like, so about that like smog, and they're like, oh, that like a born and raised California, like that's not smog, that's haze, that's just that's the marine layer.
It's the way Canadians talk about snow.
Yeah, but snow's a natural thing, and like here, there, like I found out recently, someone told me this, and this startled me. Is, do you want to know why people started moving into the Hollywood Hills? Is they were trying to get above the pollution in LA.
Wow.
So that's why they started building in elevation. And then why they went into the valley is they were like, oh, the pollution will like get stuck behind this mountain. We'll move to the valley and we can breathe air. And then, of course, no one was like, well, how are you going to get back from the valley? A car, you fucking creating smog assholes. And they're like,
yeah. Mary, did you call it a marine haze?
Yeah, what?
People call it the marine layer.
Yeah.
Like in San Diego, when you're like, why is it so hazy? And they're like, no, it's not the pollution, it's the marine layer. It's just that's what that is. It's just there's just this haze that hangs above the ocean in Southern California.
I haven't
that
heard,
is not a thing.
Yeah, you're right. You don't. This state is wild in that the amount of delusion. Like California is great. I love LA. But like LA has so many like weird, they're like, oh, you don't know about that? And you're like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like how no one will tell you where Skid Row is. They just always are like, we'll go downtown for dinner. And and I warn people if I'm going to the Arts District, oh, by the way, whatever you do, don't think street parking is a good idea. Like take an Uber because you're going through Skid Row. And every born and raised like Los Allegonian always is like, well, everyone knows where Skid Row is. And it's like, no, not every city has a homeless city in it.
You know what else Californians are not honest about is that the weather here is not always beautiful. Like it rains here.
Yeah,
I'll never forget like 3 years ago when I first moved here, it rained for like 3 weeks straight in January. And I was like, this is bullshit. And then when I first moved here, I didn't bring a jacket because I just like didn't know. I was told my entire life that California is warm all the time.
No.
And then as soon as the sun goes down, it's fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Oh, they don't tell. They also will not like explain to you that the reason why that is because we're in the desert and this isn't supposed to be here. Like everyone, like where you're supposed to live is Orange County because that's the temperate oasis part in the desert. But human beings never do things correctly at the beginning, so they were just like, brutal desert by sandy, undrinkable water. Perfect for our giant city. And you're like, no, you have to just bring all the water in from Colorado and nothing grows here. And they're like, exactly. We'll truck in these trees from Florida. No, don't do that.
But isn't that why it was able to thrive? Because like wasn't LA in the sense that it's LA now sort of founded by gangsters? Wasn't it sort of like a shitty like mining town and then gangsters showed up and they were like, no one's paying attention here. Let's go. And in the same way that they did Vegas, where they were just like, no one's going to come here. It sucks. So we'll just make it nice and money.
The reason why the movie industry is here is because it was supposed to be in Paterson, New Jersey, and Thomas Edison controls it. And then a bunch of different people stole his gear, drove as far as they could west, but stay in America because he couldn't enforce his patent. They were so far away. It was too expensive for him to send a guy to be like, So that's how the movies ended up here. And then the mob was like, this is a great idea, not realizing that a bunch of Irish hoodlums had formed the LAPD. And basically, like, a bunch of Italians got out of a car and they were like, well, they're not black, but close enough. Get them, boys! And then that's the history of Los Angeles. Like, it's such a, like, fun, like, the history of New York is like, well, it burned down, and then there was the revolution, and they burned it. And the history of LA is like, then Bugsy Siegel showed up, and in no way did the LAPD shoot him in the eye. Don't ask any questions. All right, moving on. Like, it's really fun. Yes. Oh, yeah. And let's also not forget, Mary and I are also sat in the other thing that people born and raised in LA like to tell you is they like to tell you, oh, we're due for an earthquake. Have people said that to you?
That's West Coast up and down, though, because
yeah.
I'm from Vancouver. We've been talking about the big one since I was in second grade.
Why are we talking about the big one? Why do we think that's going to help the situation? Just everyone sat around being like, know what's coming soon? Brutal death crushed under a building, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oregon is about to be seaside real estate. It's gonna be nasty.
I really haven't had one in a while, though.
No. I mean, but where did you ride out COVID, Mary? Did you ride it out here or did you ride it out in
I
PA?
was here. I was living in Sherman Oaks with my roommate. It was just the two of us.
Classic.
In like a 700-foot square apartment. It was...
How are you guys doing? Are you guys still friends?
Oh, yeah, we still live together.
Holy
yeah,
shit, good for you.
Nice.
Yeah, we're ride or dies. We like wrote a TV show together, and we really try to like be creative with the downtime
cool.
that we had.
That's great.
And she's my co-producer of the Ocean Mic too, so we like almost run a business together.
Nice.
So,
by the way, Mary runs a very cool open mic at the beach here in Los Angeles called the Ocean Mic. If you're ever in LA, please check it out.
And that's good that you guys work together and live together, because I've never heard of that not working out.
That's true. That's never not working ever.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the height of COVID and like when the Black Lives Matter protests were like where the LAPD was just in full force on the streets and it was like the worst place to live, and then we had an earthquake? Do you remember that day? Where it was like, oh, I think it's over is what I just remember. It was like
I remember it happening. I remember the big earthquake happening in 4th of July. Like it happened on 4th of July and then the next day, 4th of July.
Wow.
And I think that was before COVID. And then it happened again. I remember just like every time there's an earthquake, I wake up and I check Twitter immediately and I'm like, who's gonna confirm it for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Because there was that one, and I remember. I think the 4th of July one was during, because like May and June there was like a shitload of earthquakes constantly, and it was like, oh, I think we're going to die, and just the universe can't figure out which method they are going to take this city out, like. Because it's even like when Biden won, which like I totally forgot until someone posted like a Instagram memory of like, oh, thank God Trump didn't win. But like I forgot that like I live in Koreatown. All of Koreatown was boarded up and abandoned by 5 o'clock the day before the election last year. And like because they were like, if something goes down, like it's gonna get bad. Like I totally forgot about that. That was like a giant concern. Yeah, man.
That was a weird time. I feel like I've blocked out a lot of that. And I'm also living in a new apartment, so I feel like a lot of the things that like happened at my old apartment like was associated with that. And now I'm like, oh, I'm in a totally new environment. And that never happened.
Did you remain in the valley, or have you moved to another district?
So I live in Culver City now, which
Congratulations.
ABD.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for that, but I do love Sherman Oaks. I'm like
Sherman Oaks
a valley
is-
girl at heart.
Chris, here's the thing with America is it definitely delivers in terms of like what you're looking for in terms of America. And Sherman Oaks, like it comes across like a suburb out of a like
a
the
Pleasantville.
Mall. Yeah, like it's like like everyone's a guy, every man's named Mike.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I work for LA Power and Water, like everyone else on this block. Like it's just so there's a Trader Joe's always by the highway. You can just
it's a good play. I mean, I feel like, okay, personally, in like the entertainment world, it's like it's the closest place that you can live to celebrities, like being like in an affordable area. Like we lived in such a cheap apartment, but like I would work on Ventura Boulevard at this like fancy coffee shop. And so I would see celebrities like all the time. And that was like the first year living here in LA. So I was still like,
Oh, that's perfect timing. Yeah.
Here's my question.
And so
what
that
was
to me is like the beauty of Sherman Oaks, I think. Like I feel like I haven't really found my place here in Culver City. So I should probably like start working at a coffee shop and meeting people. Like I really need like a sense of community or something. Like even with LA being so big, like I just like to recognize people on the street.
Yeah, for sure.
What celebrities did you see in Sherman Oaks?
Also, who was nice, who was a dick, and who did you see actively cheating on their partner?
Because you're at the coffee shop, so this is where everyone is themselves. Like no one, you're most yourself, uncaffeinated. Oh, great point.
Okay, so I have to say, I met Jamie Kennedy at the coffee shop. Like I didn't meet him through comedy. I met him at Tortoni, and
oh no!
No, she froze. Jamie Kennedy's intervened.
No.
Hello.
Oh no, it's you're okay. I think you're coming back slowly. Not. Oh no, it's just frozen again.
Oh
no.
Oh man, big Hollywood. They got us.
How the fuck did Jamie Kennedy from the Jamie Kennedy experiment figure this out? Oh no, Jamie Kennedy found us.
Mary, it's probably easier if you leave and then come back in. This has happened a couple times. Yeah. Sorry. Fucking Jamie Kennedy, man. He's still got swing in this town. He's still got sway.
Jamie Kennedy experimented.
Oh.
What the fuck did you just change?
Nothing.
Oh, it just got very weird noises just happened. What do you think? Do you think I'm going to say Jamie Kennedy very nice because I've done shows with Jamie Kennedy and he's just a quiet, nice man in his 50s.
Yeah, I get that vibe from him. He also seems like someone who was very famous and now sort of just has a life.
Mary, are you there? Oh no!
Pictures here. It's a little clippy.
What happened? So strange.
Oh my God!
Oh, no.
Someone Scientology hacked us. You were about to name.
Yeah. We've been coming in from Patty Padman. We've been son of the masks. Fuck!
Okay, wait,
Oh.
you really can't hear us, do we?
It's like really pixelated and it, like, you know that thing where you're on this is gonna date this reference. You're on Skype and it like cuts out and then you get all of the sentences once. So it's like you're like
okay, what if we go to like a different section of the house?
Oh, maybe it's a little bit better now. We're seeing
a little bit better.
Movement.
Seeing some movement.
Is it getting better?
Yeah.
It is getting better. Oh my God, I'm very excited.
All right, here we go. Here's a little tour of the
Ooh, look at all that storage, Chris. That's a lot of storage. Yeah.
I'm gonna step outside though, because I think that might work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Open the internet window. Very smart.
Very important.
Smart.
Yeah. Who do you want to? So who do you want to guess was an asshole?
All right. Well, Sherman Oaks, because here's the thing with Sherman Oaks is an interesting one. Oh, there's now. I assume that's the. I think we saw your roommate for 1 second. It's
yes, that was my roommate. That was when I was talking about Casey.
Hi, Casey. So nothing more fun than a long, like from the distance hi. All right, good. Mary's back. All right, so Jamie Kennedy.
All right, perfect. So what I was gonna say is that he was seriously the nicest person I've ever met. He comedian, and I've heard that about him from a lot of different people. And the fact that I met him outside of comedy, like, just shows that he's just so genuine in like every part of life. And I just told him that I was like a new comedian, and then I saw him on a show like the other night, and he was like, "Oh, cool, all right, well, I'll see you around then," and just like treated me like such a peer. It was just like so cool, and so I've always like held on to that. Nice. And then like just being able to meet comedians outside of comedy, like, I feel like makes you more memorable. It's like, oh yeah, you're the girl from the coffee shop instead of you're just the random open micer that I see hundreds of a night.
Yeah.
And
You're a
what's weird
person.
is, like, for Jamie Kennedy, for someone you never hear about doing stand-up, does so much stand-up in LA.
Really?
That's another thing I love about him is that he is like he's done so much. He's been in so many movies. He's like for decades, and he never turns up like a bad gig. Like he'll do Backyards. He'll do fucking Fourth. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen him at Fourth Wall, but like he's just not above like a shitty show.
I mean, I've seen him.
Loves
I saw
comedy.
him. I saw him at R Bar in Koreatown once, which was a pretty much a like surprising the audience like battle. And I was like, I bet you Jamie Kennedy. I was like, I don't think Jamie Kennedy's going up. He was in, he was in Scream. Was he in Scream? No, he was not in Scream. That's another guy
Yeah.
who looked. Was
I
he?
think he was in Scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Randy in Scream.
Yeah. He wasn't he the guy who talked about all the horror movie tropes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm looking. I luckily already have IMDb. He was in the first two. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jamie Kennedy, sweetheart,
Yes.
hard
Yeah.
worker.
I'm very happy because I've had a Jamie Kennedy experiences and just a nice, quiet man. He just seems like a nice,
Yeah.
quiet man.
Yeah. So yeah, he was super nice. I've never really had anyone that was like mean. Andy Kindler was really nice to me too. I told him
That's
about
good.
his
Just a
comic, and
sweetheart.
He just was like, just so kind and like generous. And I don't know. I mean, I've seen Lucy Hale and Elizabeth Olsen and
Who's Lucy Hale?
Kelly Clarkson. I made her coffee once. I'm telling you, like A-listers.
Wow. What is it about this neighborhood that celebrities live in?
Because they all live in the hills.
Yeah.
And so they come down, and the closest thing to them that's like civilization is Ventura Boulevard. And that's where I worked. And it was the best. I missed it a lot.
Sort of just an LA geography. So Chris is in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. So basically, the Hollywood Hills is the range you go over to get to the valley, which is where Sherman Oaks is.
Okay.
And if you live in the hills, it's kind of shit because there's nothing there. Like it's just houses, and you can't really get internet.
And windy roads.
Yeah.
It's like so hard to drive on.
And so you basically drive to the valley for everything. So yeah, gotta go. GG. What?
See ya. Good
I'll
game.
See you, bud.
It's a good game.
Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Yeah, yeah. Phoebe Bridgers is is from there in Sherman Oaks. I don't know who Phoebe Bridgers is.
She's a singer, I think.
Yeah, that's right. She was the one that made the
Skeleton
Lockdown
Suit.
album.
A lot of people
Yeah.
dressed up as her for Halloween.
Oh, maybe that's because there was a couple of costumes where I went, I am out of touch. I'm officially not paying attention. Like, I have no idea who that person could be. I always like positive celebrity stories. I kept running into Bridget Nielsen my first month in LA, and I still, to this day, don't know why she was in Koreatown. And during COVID, apparently the big excitement, which I missed, was Charlie Sheen a couple of nights was super drunk, stood in line at the drive-thru near the McDonald's near my house, and like people put it on Citizen and Nextdoor, and we're like, Charlie Sheen's at the McDonald's on Wilshire, and like a shitload of people were like, Charlie, and he's like, hello. Yeah, and apparently, yeah, very a very nice man, very nice drug addict is.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I've heard about Charlie Sheen. Super nice. What a good guy. What a good guy.
What's weird is I've only ever just heard crackhead. I've never heard good guy, bad guy. Like I have no one I think can get over the drug use. There's like he's a drug addict. What is he? He's like
Right? Yeah, he has no personality other than he just does drugs. That's it.
Jesus.
Oh my God, Frank's back. I didn't realize Frank.
Get out of here, Frank. Jesus Christ.
I didn't realize you set Frank to work again.
Everyone's back. You know, COVID's over. Everyone's back.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh, which one? It could be a lot of things. Oh yeah, he's HIV positive. He went on. The reason he left 2.5 Men was he went on a whole Jews run Hollywood rant.
Did he?
Set. Yep.
Okay, yeah, he's a bad person.
No.
Yeah, and this is all allegedly. There's a whole child porn thing. There's a lot. There's a lot. But he's a great guy. Just a great guy.
Damn. You can't trust the shiftless drug addicts. Who can anti-Semitic domestic abuser? Guys, I'm gonna say it. I was not expecting that description from a man who smokes so much crack.
It's such a shame that those are two like such awful things, because that's got a nice rhythm to it. Anti-Semitic domestic abuser. 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 Someone put a beat under that.
I just want you to know, though. Then there's, but he did say tiger blood.
Oh, that's right. He did.
The jury's out.
That was a high point.
It would make such a good diss track. Also, where is it? It's not the remix I want to make. Oh yeah, what is the Corey Feldman thing?
Oh yeah. Apparently he sexually abused Corey Feldman when they were on a movie together when he was 21 and Corey Feldman was like 15 or 16. This is all allegedly. I wasn't there, but that's the story I heard.
I mean, it would be so much crazier if you were there. If you're like, oh, I was there. I was a 7-year-old grip on the worst movie ever produced. The conditions were illicit.
Oh, Patty, actually, I heard a different one, which is his now ex-wife, Denise Richards, walked in on him watching child porn. And when she yelled at him, I think he said something along the lines of, "Shut up, bitch," and then went about his day. So,
man, I'm going to say it. I was wrong about Charlie Sheen.
A lot of people were. A lot of people were wrong about Charlie Sheen.
You know, I really thought, despite those things, he like had a good personality at least. But
so charming, so charming. I mean, I think he's who we all thought Robert Downey Jr. would grow up to be.
That's such a great point.
Because Mary, are you aware of Robert Downey Jr.'s early years?
I don't think so. I think I'm getting him confused with Rob Lowe, though. I know that Rob Lowe had
Rob Lowe both had. Rob Lowe had some rough time. Was a bad man.
Yeah.
And
what
Robert
was
Downey
Jr.'s shit?
Robert Downey Jr. did
everything.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
when we were kids, that's what he was known for.
Like Robert Downey Jr. was not Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. was cocaine's Iron Man. Like. Like, quite famously, I think he got fired from Ally McBeal because he did so much coke, he woke up in his neighbor's kid's room because he kicked he literally broke into the house and was like, "I live here in this kid's room." And they were like,
"Okay,
no, you live."
How do you bounce back from that? How do you have a career then after you've been, like, blackmailed in
He made a lot of very good indie movies.
Yeah, he literally, by the way, Mary, I need to correct my friend Chris here. He made one good movie.
And it saved him.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Was it
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? Yeah, that was the one.
Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
He made Kiss Bang Bang, and everyone was like, all right. And then they made Iron Man, and he was the lowest paid actor in the movie Iron Man, and also just looked a lot like Iron Man and had a vibe.
Yeah.
And then that movie, what no one talks about is that movie was not supposed to do well. Like, it was done for a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
He was signed only to one movie. Robert Downey Jr. gets points of every Marvel movie because he did Iron Man. It came out, was like a big surprise success. They called his agent, who was also his new wife at the time, and was like, "Hey, so we're gonna start shooting Iron Man 2." And she was like, "Who's playing Iron Man?" And they were like, "Robert is." And he's like, "No, Robert's back." And they were like, "Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay. What would Mr. Downey Jr. like?" But before that, Robert Downey Jr. was like super fucked up. Like,
I had no idea.
He was untouchable.
Iron Man is like totally tainted for me now.
There was a there was a scene in The Simpsons. You remember when they go to LA and they're like, "Oh look, Robert Downey Jr. is shooting a movie," and it's him shooting at the cops. And then Bart goes, "I don't see any cameras."
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Like he was super wild. He like talked about, because his dad was like some sort of big actor as well, and his dad, when he was like 7, would get super fucking, like, they would go get stoned by the fire, and his dad would be like, "Your mom's a bitch, Bobby." Like,
that's okay. That's what I was wondering too. Is like, so was his dream like to be an actor? Because I feel like when you fuck up multiple times like that, you're just forever gonna be just in it. Like, even if you don't want to be, like, all your ties are to it. So.
Well, he was sort of part of the Brat Pack as well.
Yeah, like he was
a teen star.
Mm-hmm.
He made a lot of like coming of age movies where he was sort of a cool. He was a young Tony Stark, basically, sort of a cool, aloof, beautiful man. He made some comedies. Yeah, he was like he was very successful. Did every drug, and then
one of the
and then came back.
Patty Padman in the chat brought this up, and it's such a good point.
That's right.
He was on a season of SNL. He was on that wild season of
with
SNL
Gilbert Gottfried. It was Gilbert Gottfried and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and the only person they kept from that cast, they kept two people. They kept
Eddie.
Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
And then they hired Eddie Murphy, and then just a bunch of random actors, and we're like, can't get any worse than that year we had Robert Downey Jr. and Gilbert Gottfried.
That was a wild year.
What year was that?
1980.
Looking it up right now.
It was 1980. It was the year it was produced by a woman named Jean Domanian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know your shit.
I was a real comedy nerd. I read a book called Live from New York, which is the
It's a great book.
Saturday Night Live. That's so
I have
fascinating.
that book.
Mary, that book right there. Oh, it is like
There's some stories.
Like it's so crazy. I will like that year, the 1980 year, is bananas because like no one, it seems, was a comedy writer. Like it's so fucking good. Yeah, that all the Garrett Morris stories, like you.
Yeah.
Like it really puts like the world like look at the situation with John Mulaney, where like the tabloids are camping out because a guy with addiction problems like went through a breakup, briefly slipped, went like had sort of a public-y breakdown, but how much more tame that really was in the grand scheme of things compared to like SNL in the 70s, like Tom Davis and Al Franken describe, where they once bought cocaine and then John Belushi just was so addicted he could smell it through the office and just like kicked their office door in, did their cocaine in front of them and was like, thanks boys, and then just left. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, that was our cocaine.
Yeah, Gareth Morris would just sit in his office and smoke crack.
Yeah. They couldn't,
Jesus.
They
Oh my
couldn't
God.
get the cleaning staff to come clean the floor where the offices were for like 10 years because Garrett Morris scared the shit out of them so badly. Like security wouldn't let any of the staff in because they all looked like homeless people. Like it's such an interesting book. And then there's such a shift in the 90s. Like when Will Ferrell comes, it goes from like, and then we were doing tramadols off each other's dicks to like Sherry O'Terry was hired and we all had a green tea and wrote some sketches. Like it's just so you're like, yeah. I'm very happy I'm in show business now. I could not have taken the level of debauchery. It would have bummed me the fuck out.
Yeah. Also, being surrounded by addicts is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
I just can't even imagine that. That's wild. I'm trying to think of the movie that they made about the National Lampoon guys.
Fuck, that movie's on Netflix. That was fucking great.
Futile and Stupid Gesture.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I still haven't watched it. Is it good?
It's really good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, it just shows how they all just fucking went crazy. And I forget what his name is. The main guy, Will
Forte. Yeah.
Will Forte plays him. Yeah, he's Stork in Animal House. Oh, fuck, what was his name? But yeah, such a good movie.
Yeah.
I then also, there's a documentary that was on YouTube for a while that like goes way more in depth of the Lampoon. And like, because in the movie, there's a thing where he would disappear. He disappears one time in the movie. Gives nothing away. In real life, he would do that all the time. Like there was one time where he like literally said to his partner, he's like, I feel like taking some acid. And he came back 6 months later and he's like, how's it going? And they were like, where the fuck have you been? And he's like, oh. And he just like drops, he's like, I made a yearbook. We were putting out a yearbook. And they're like, what the fuck? You just couldn't do that now. Like imagine, like no podcast just goes on hiatus for 6 months because someone just went fucking cocoa for Cuckoo Puffs.
I also just think it's crazy that they could do that much cocaine and then write an entire fucking movie on a typewriter. Like I can't even do that sober.
I didn't even think of that. They're on a typewriter. Yeah. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I would just be like, I'm just doing heroin. I'm not.
I don't believe in my dreams enough to type them on a goddamn typewriter.
No.
Yeah, you have to want to write so bad. You have to want it. Now that we're in text to speech, anyone's doing it. Nobody gives a shit. But at the time,
I didn't even fucking think of that. I hate that so much.
And I guarantee most of them didn't learn how to type. So it was a bunch of coked up dudes going. We're geniuses.
Oh, that's
and it
really
must have just
funny.
been their first draft. I mean, it has to be. They can't like go years like editing shit.
I don't know. Actually, I
That's
would
wild
feel
to
like
me.
I'm not. Allegedly, I may have had some experience with narcotics. Allegedly, supposedly, and I would. Well, I know. I would guess it's pretty enjoyable doing some editing because you're like you already feel so right anyway. So imagine you're reading your work and you're like, not only is this good, it needs to be longer. Like that's. Although, I mean, some of those sketches really make sense. Like some of the SNL sketches are so like, especially in the 70s, where it's like, what's the premise of this? It's like, well, he says cheeseburger. Wait, how long is this sketch? It's 7 minutes long. Well, what's going to happen? It's going to say cheeseburger a lot.
Yeah. We're at a party, and outside the door is a shark.
Okay, that is one of the funniest sketches of all time.
Amazing.
The land
So
shark.
funny.
Where it's because the entire joke is just telegram, man.
Yeah. It's a shark just tricking people to leave their apartment.
This is how much cocaine they were doing in 1975. Is they all thought Chevy Chase was charming. That's how much cocaine they were doing.
He was a heartthrob.
He was so handsome. He was gorgeous. Although friends of he's appearing at comedy clubs. The rumor is Chevy Chase might be like starting to do stand-up, which I mean, are we ready? Like I want to see that guy. If that guy
He's gonna be honest? Yes.
If that guy's gonna be honest, that will be like y'all thought Chappelle like Chevy Chase is gonna be like, yeah, fuck Dan Harmon. Like that's how it's gonna start. And it's gonna be like, yeah, oh my god.
Mary, if there's like one old school celebrity that you could watch do stand up and who would just be like, here are my stories, who'd you go with?
Oh my god. Oh, well, I don't really know old SNL that much. I feel like
like any celebrity, anybody.
But honestly, if I could watch someone now, I feel like it would probably be Patrice O'Neill because I feel like he would have some fucked up shit to say and people would not be happy about it.
I weirdly think Patrice would kind of, in this odd way of you can't kill a man that's already dead. Like if they're like, we're canceling Patrice O'Neill. It's like when they tried to cancel Joey Diaz. It's like, I mean, good luck.
Yeah,
like,
what are you going to do to this man that hasn't already been done to him?
Yeah, that he's done himself. Like when they tried to cancel Joey Diaz, I'm like, you mean the man who went to jail for 8 years for kidnapping? I think you're, this man isn't moral. It's like, yeah, he's got a parole officer. Like he was not lying about any of this.
He's aware.
When did they try canceling him? When was that? I missed that.
It was in May
like 3 years ago.
No, it was May of 2020, and I remember because it was like,
God, how bored were we?
It went because it went. They tried to cancel Diaz, and then everything about D'Elia and Callan came out, and I remember this because Joey Diaz tweeted, "Guess y'all forgot forgot about me, motherfuckers."
That's amazing.
He also, by the way, Joey Diaz has a bunch of. I just discovered this while I was in Denver, walking around wanting to listen to some stand-up. He has like essentially just stories from his life released as these long stand-up things called the Testicle Diaries, which is not what they should be called.
Fucking Joey.
Because
Jesus Christ,
it is like I would say, like using like that Patrice style of like loose, amazing story, but like Joey, so good. Patrice is a very good show because I would also like to hear what he has to say about right now.
Yeah, we all miss him.
Yeah.
Here's mine would be all honesty, I'm adding this in supreme skill. Queen Elizabeth doing a Netflix special would be like.
I just want to see her finish a bit and then go, what else is going on?
She kind of adjusts her crown a little bit. How else are you guys doing? Like she just walks out and is like, "Yeah, Philip fucked my sister, but I fucked his family." Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Harry is not Diana's son. I know. I was the third. Let's go.
Yeah. These jewels ain't gonna shine themselves. Suck my clit. Like she's just Lisa Lampanelli times 5.
I want Quincy Jones.
Quincy
I want
Jones.
Quincy Jones because he had that brief period when the documentary was coming out about him where they let him do interviews. And he said he just got so many things out real quick. I walked in on Marlon Brando, Richard Pryor fucking, and all these people were ex, and I did this and fuck this guy. And they were like, okay, no more answers.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on you. And it's like, let's give him a microphone. Let's put him at the funny bone. Let's just record it all.
Like you all, this is an anecdotal story, but it kills me, which is Quincy Jones at Frank Sinatra's funeral.
Don't know it.
He sat everyone down and yelled at them for letting him marry such an old woman. That's why he died.
Oh, that's right.
At the funeral, he sat he's like, you guys are fucking up. You want to know what's in that box? That's a 50-year-old. You don't marry a 50-year-old. You're like, Quincy Jones. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Okay, a couple of things in the chat. Rashida Jones, who made that documentary, basically he was like, what did he say to Stephen Colbert? Yeah, you don't let my dad near an open microphone. Also, Bets, check your Facebook.
I'm David. I'm listening to it right now, and I like it very much. I'm just trying to find a way of. He sent us a remix.
So Mary, one of the people in our chat is our musical director, is a man named David Hoare. There he is, right there, and he will routinely, from time to time, make us a little song based off of something we said.
That's so cool.
It is pretty cool, and
yeah,
I think
we love it.
Chris, if you're in host mode, what you can do is share your screen with the song, and it'll just play.
Yeah, my only worry is that I can't seem to get it into its own thing, and I sort of don't want to show all my messages with David on the stream because they're very sexual.
Of course. If you download it, you can just show the player, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I can download it. David, can you email it to me, please?
Yeah. The Raid song was written by David.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is our usual other co-host. Her name is Ashley. She's just
Ashley.
And she just popped in to say hello.
Aww.
Oh, for podcast listeners, Ashley said, "Hey, Stunt Ashley, nice to meet you. I hope you're enjoying our little show. And I'm sorry I'm not there to meet you. And love and miss you all. I'm going to sleep now. Good night, Ashley."
I just want to say hello to Casey again. Also, Mary, what is the script on the whiteboard you guys are working on? I can see. It's very exciting.
Oh yeah, that's our whiteboard over there. You know, we just that's actually what started us to write a show together. We got the whiteboards during quarantine, and then we just like mapped out ideas, and every time we had one, we would write it on the whiteboard. And then we got like index cards and like planned out like all of our scenes and stuff.
Hi, Casey. Casey. I keep thinking about getting a big.
We just write all of our. Oh, I don't know how to work this iPad. So
you're doing a great job.
It's pretty. It's pretty. We have like a lot, just like so much creative energy flowing in this apartment. Here's our lovely bookshelf.
Nice.
That's where the SNL book was on there. So much plants.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of plants.
Yeah.
And then we also have a typewriter over here.
No.
You're 2 steps away from doing a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, like, do we need to start a GoFundMe just so you guys can really kick it up a notch? Go 1975 style.
The Buy a Bump Fund.
Definitely had some right by the typewriter, but you know,
Nice. Well, it is.
We're past those days. We're adults now.
I know it is. It's a nice. Ooh, I got something we can share. Chris, hit it.
Here we go. Anti-Semitic domestic abuser. 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 David Hoare.
Oh my god. I mean, what a tune, but also not really one for the barbecue. You know what I mean? Like, hey, throw on that anti-Semitic domestic abuser. Fuck me.
Yeah, that's one you got to bump alone in your house. Like,
yeah.
Driving or.
It's much
Yeah,
like
you
what
can't
we
do your
learned
first
yesterday.
dance.
Is that "Wear My Hood At" by DMX, a truly ripper song, not as it turns out for public consumption, as it turns out. The lyrics are a real problem.
It's going to be the title track of David's next album.
Fuck yeah.
David Hoare, anti-Semitic domestic abuser. Let's go. Domestic abuser. It does. It's just fucking
stuck right in my head.
It's
I can't wait for any of us to be in a grocery store and just under our breath, anti-Semitic domestic abuser, anti-Semitic domestic abuser. Just watch people start to pull out their phones.
It's in my head right now. In my head,
Where's
literally
this going?
But I feel like if you sing it fast enough, they won't actually know what you're saying, and so it's one of those where you won't really like truly know the lyrics until you Google search them and then get disappointed.
Oh, can we get this on genius.com?
What's genius.com?
That's where you get all the lyrics for all the songs. It's Rap Genius. Did you not know about Rap Genius?
No.
Buddy, it's about to change your life.
Lyrics. Maybe that's why half of them weren't in English.
I just Google it and just read it off the Google page. I mean, I'm also man enough to admit occasionally when I can't figure out where my my calculator app is on my phone, I'll just put it into Google and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it's going to be stuck in.
Kirsten says it's going to be stuck in my head all through my child protection training tomorrow.
Can I hear it one more time, please? Can I hear this song one more time? I'd like
Oh,
to
yeah.
let's bang it out one more time. It's very good. It's a very good old track.
So funny. So funny.
I do like. Do you ever think like because he had to like that? The thing with David is he has a like. Please look up Rap Genius for Janet Jackson. Like he has a girlfriend that lives with him, and I assume that she's like popped in like I'm off to bed. You want to come? And he's like, 1 second. I'm just working on this.
Anti-Semitic domestic abuser. 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 Anti-Semitic domestic.
Even Casey's dancing.
Anti-Semitic domestic abuser. 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 Got to throw shapes to that mother.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a dog.
Oh my God, there's a dog dancing to the sun. This is the greatest day of our lives.
Casey keeps bringing that A game.
Fucking Casey, you do not fucking diss a point. Oh my God. Yeah, hit it again, Chris. Hit it
Oh,
again.
God damn it. I keep shutting it down.
He's so
Yeah. Oh my God. What I like is the eyes. What is the puppy's name or her name?
Brody.
Brody, I like that your concern reflects the content of this song right here.
Dance, Brody.
Worried.
Domestic abuser. Anti-Semitic domestic abuser.
Brody.
Anti-Semitic domestic abuser. 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 Anti-Semitic domestic abuser.
I am so sorry to that dog. Oh, Brody.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's
Oh my God. You know,
Wow.
I was having a weird day today. I just was not feeling it. And watching a dog dance to whatever the fuck that was. Oh, it really turned me around. Oh, this is the best. Yeah. Let me tell you, Chris, who brings it as a guest on the stream. Not I guess you, Book, not Jordan, not Sean Hogan. Who brings it? Mary brought us a
Mary brought it.
whiteboard, a dog, and a typewriter. Oh my God.
I have everything, you guys.
Welcome,
You're
Ashley
welcome.
Story. Welcome,
Dancing
Ashley
dog.
Story.
Hey, Ashley, how's it going?
Oh my God. So what is the story of Brody? What a great dog that is. I assume it's Casey's dog or your dog?
Yeah, so he is Casey's dog, but I was there when she got him and we looked at him together. Actually, his original name was Romeo, which was weird.
Oh.
Yeah, so we felt a little connection to him there. But then we did actually name him after Brody Stevens.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we love comedy. And we
Yeah.
actually met Brody one time and like he at the Comedy Store and he had a conversation with Casey. And it was all about like he just got so deep so randomly. And I feel like you should tell it, Casey. He told her to like follow her dreams and like figure out like her passion and stuff. And
it was very nice actually. I went to
to the Comedy Store with her like a few times, a handful of times when we first moved here because I didn't know what else to do with myself. And yeah, he just kind of was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, my roommate's a comedian, so I'm just like hanging out." And he's like, "But what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
He was like, "You need to figure out your thing. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I do." Yeah. No one's ever called me out like that. Thank you. So then, like, the only way I could convince Mary to let me get a dog was if we named him after a comedian.
Nice.
That's nice. I like that.
Also, Brody Stevens is the right one to pay tribute to because it's a nice way to pay tribute to him. Also, like, just a universally respected, nice man. Like, imagine the amount of people that have dogs named, say, Louis or Cosby that are really like, oh, no. Gotta do
So
some
true.
rename.
Yeah, so true.
Oh, there's got to be at least one doggy CK out there, right?
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, statistically, there were probably a couple of Adolfs in Germany in the 1930s that they were like, we better name this dog Winston.
Do you know it's still illegal to name a pig Napoleon in France?
What are you talking about?
That was like a form of political protest for a little while. They'd be like, fuck Napoleon. My pig's name is Napoleon. And so he made it against the law to name your pig Napoleon. And they just never took it off the books.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
I
well,
feel-
like, how do you even know? Do you like?
I guess you just got to catch a farmer out.
Yeah.
And he's out in the slot. Napoleon, stop it. All right, come in, sir. That's over.
The cops just having coffee with the farmer. I don't know. I don't have a. I was trying to demonstrate them having coffee, but this is my coffee cup has pens in it. But they're just having coffee, and he's just like, "Oh, hang on, Napoleon, oh no,
You're done.
I'm toast. Oh my God, Sarah Milliken has a cat named.
Okay.
Bye, Casey. Have fun.
Bye,
at the park.
Casey. Bye, Brody.
Bye.
Great to meet you. Thank you for a video I'm going to watch for the rest of my life.
Yeah, please tell me someone has. Luckily, all the Adolf dogs are dead now. Hey, Ashley Story, if you're still in the chat, do you want to come on this week? Ashley Manning is taking the week off, and we're having special guest third mics this week. So
Yeah, we can do Wednesday or Thursday if you're free.
Mary, what else do you have going on? Oh, how was the rest of your tour? Let's finish the tour, and then you're going to plug, and then we're going to fuck off.
I'm going to be back in 2 seconds.
Cool,
I'll be
that
right
sounds
back.
good. Basically, where did we leave off? The southern route. I went from
Southern route.
Roswell to Austin to Nashville, or Austin, New Orleans, which was my favorite city to go to.
What
Just
is New
the
Orleans like? I
architecture.
haven't. Oh, I haven't been. I don't know what it's like. I'm like.
It was absolutely gorgeous and like just so historical, and like the architecture of the buildings was just like nothing I'd ever seen. The entertainment, the food, the people, everybody's just like in their own like thing. Like they're not worried about anyone else. There's just no judgment. You can be whoever you want. It's like slightly trashy, which like I personally
I'm all
love.
for, because what also people, until you live in America, it's a very interesting thing because there's like a bunch of layers of American culture that aren't exported, but there is like I like the kind of trashy, gaudy, like America for American-ness that's so like it's just sort of ridiculous. And I feel like with the New Orleans backdrop and all of that history and that music, it's got to be amazing that you're like in the oldest jazz club and then next to it is a Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. It was just
yes, please.
There was just so much like culture and history there, packed with entertainment and like I don't know. It was just the crazy and like just so much fun. Like,
Did you go see Nick Cage's grave?
I did not, unfortunately. It was on the list and we just didn't get to it, you know. So
Would
much
you like
do.
to see? Would you like to see a photo of it now? And I'll have you know, the city of New Orleans is not pleased that he did this.
Who is the he in this?
Nick
Mary-
Cage.
Nick
Oh,
Cage is
okay.
he has a. We were going through Mary's tour, and I mentioned she was talking about how awesome New Orleans was, and I was asking if she saw Nicolas Cage's grave.
Oh, he pre-bought one? Of course he did. Does it have a big Superman tombstone?
Have you not seen it?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I have seen this. It's been a while.
There it is. That's his grave.
No. Where is that?
Man.
That's in like in the like super
Bless you.
old
Thank you.
graveyard in New Orleans. He bought like two, I think more than one plot maybe, and put that on there.
Oh my god, ew, it looks photoshopped. That's so horrible.
So weird.
It does.
Is it a mausoleum?
I think it is a mausoleum, yes.
But because it's most mausoleums, right? They stack them along the walls, so you can fit like sort of 9 bodies around.
Yeah.
But because it's a pyramid, it's basically him and his assistant,
like personalities.
who, just copies of every DVD he's ever been a part of, and that's
Yeah. He's just being buried in a giant DVD case for the weatherman.
And then he dies, and they're not even going to fulfill that request. They're just that's just going to sit there forever now.
Oh, of course. It's not like he's dying in Canada, where the will is a legal binding contract that you must adhere to.
really. I'm really glad I know that. I'm gonna put something annoying in there.
I learned that because my great aunt who did the Macarena, she wanted to, and may have at one point put in her will, I want to go out, I want to be buried the Inuit way, which is you're taken to the very top of Canada and put on an ice floe and pushed out and then eaten by polar bears. And
so they paid for her to go to the Northwest Territories.
She is still alive, and her family was like, we're not paying for your body to go do that. That's ridiculous. And I was like, first of all, fuck you. Yes, we are doing that. Second of all, if you really didn't want to do it, you could have just found a closer ice floe or whatever and then just shoved her body off.
There are not closer ice flows, if anything, are getting farther and farther away.
Right, exactly.
You can't fly out there. That's like you have to fly to like Yellowknife, and then you get on a dog sled. Then you just drag a corpse across the tundra for 4 days.
Hell yeah, man.
Just so you can throw it away.
Like Jack London. What's more North American than that? What are you doing here? I'm littering with this person I love's body.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I think that's very nice. I guess I know what love is, Chris.
I want to know what love is. I want you to show me.
Oh, fuck, I was trying to do this. Damn it, y'all. I would definitely be on hallucinogenics. If I was in charge of getting that body up there, I'd be like, full disclosure, daddy, because we're going to be in Canada, so not technically internationally. I'd be like, I'm on a lot of edibles. Let's do this.
Check out those auroras.
So you went New Orleans, so you went Arizona to New Orleans, Texas.
So Texas, New Orleans, and then Nashville, and then after Nashville, Pittsburgh. I featured at Pittsburgh Improv for Joe Dombrowski. He's
How did you get? That's very far.
Very far. Nashville to Pittsburgh. I drove that alone because I had dropped my friend off. My friend was with me from Phoenix to Nashville. So I dropped him off at the Nashville airport, and then the next day I drove to Pittsburgh by myself. It was like a 9-hour drive, and then I had to feature that night. And I got there on time, and it all worked. I feel like, honestly, doing that like gave me such an adrenaline rush, and I was just like feeling like so on top of the world. Like, I don't know, just
nice.
It was my favorite performance, best performance of my entire career too.
Wow.
Like,
How many states are there between Tennessee and Pennsylvania? Like, you went through like
yeah, Alabama. So Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. I guess there's only 3.
That's so weird. There
Maybe
should
4.
be more.
I know.
It feels like it's further away.
But I did do the stats. I was gone for 66 days. I performed on 43 shows.
Nice.
Was in 26 states.
Fuck.
And slept in 32 places.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like just the best experience of my whole life. And like
That's awesome.
some of the gigs were not great, like sometimes I would be like I would go from like featuring at the Improv to then doing like a show for 10 people at a cigar lounge in Maryland. Like it was just such a spectrum of shows. And
Does
like,
anyone
taught me
else
Oh God.
really feel like was that the next show you did after featuring at like the beautiful Pittsburgh Improv? You're in rural Maryland what they call a cigar lounge, but really sounds like just a guy's room with cigars.
They just changed it because it used to be called Whites Only Club, and now they're like, no, it's a cigar lounge.
Yeah, right. That's pretty much what it was. I mean, I was supposed to do like a guest spot at DC Comedy Loft that weekend, and it fell through. So I ended up just like heavily creeping on Instagram, which is where I found a lot of my shows. I just like went through like hashtags like Maryland comedy, Pennsylvania comedy, and I just found this show at a cigar lounge, and I messaged the guy and asked if I could do it, and he said sure, and it ended up being like a really fun show.
Okay.
But obviously not at all what I expected, and obviously I was looking forward to doing DC Comedy Loft, but in comedy, you know, just things fall through and then other things happen, and it's just all meant to be the way it is, and I don't know, everything just worked out. Yeah, it was crazy.
Patty's asking, is there anywhere you wished you didn't go? Any spots you'd have skipped? Don't worry, our audience isn't big enough that they'll find out. You just
Okay, so my like last gig was I did a guest spot for Dan Soder at Milwaukee Improv, and it was like the last like big gig. And I think that I had been driving like alone for like 3 days through the Midwest by myself, and I think maybe I was like sick of my material since I had been saying it for like the past 2 months, and something happened. So I was not on, and I just fucking ate shit, and I only had a 5-minute set, and so I like didn't know if I should like. Milwaukee did not like my material. They're very like hunky dory, like hacky kind of comedy, and just like silly puns, and you know, and I'm
so it's England.
Yeah.
They were just not vibing with what I was saying at all. And I only had 5 minutes, and like, you know, your 5-minute set is like a consecutive like flow. Like I just didn't know when to bail out of it. If I should go in a different direction. So I just like pushed through it, and it was so not good. And I was so fucking sad afterwards. Like, I was so sad with myself that I was supposed to do like 2 or other shows after, and I just like didn't. I was like, I was literally contemplating, like, I was like, should I even be doing this? There were so many
one of those.
there were so many moments where like something would happen, and I'd be like, I performed at the Stand in New York City, and I was like, oh yeah, that was the best night. Like that was, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on the right track. And then I'd be in Ohio, and I would leave like a family friend's house where they have a home and a backyard and a dog and a happy life, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with myself? Like, why can't I just like have a normal life and find someone? Like, this is just, you are constantly like reminded of like what you don't have, but also like, why would you even want that? You're living the fucking dream. I don't know. It was just such an emotional roller coaster. And after that set at Milwaukee Improv, I just I like needed some time to like reflect. And then I like emailed Dan to be like, hey, thank you so much for having me. Like, it was great to just watch you perform, blah, blah, blah. And he got back to me like 3 days later and was like, Mary, it was so nice meeting you. I'm so sorry that crowd absolutely sucked, asshole. Like, I legit thought about quitting comedy afterwards because like he felt that he didn't have a good set either. So I don't know. It just really was a relief that like I watched his set and I thought he fucking killed, but to him, he didn't feel like he did that well either. And it's just funny, like, just we're always our biggest critic, and we're just the most inside our head, and it's really not as bad as you think it was, and just fucking move on. And honestly, I'm actually more grateful to have had a bad experience than a good one, because if I had a good experience, like if I had a good set there, it wouldn't have mattered. If I had a bad set, it wouldn't have mattered. I think like having a bad set just made me, I don't know, reflect more and like learn more as a comic than if I did well.
Isn't it wild how we'll do that though? Where like you've just been on the road for 65 days. You've done 42 shows. It's all been going great. You have one show where they're just like, boo, and you're like, never again.
Right? I know. It was just such a like spiral. But then it's like, I mean, how can I not reflect on the past shit? Like obviously I did all that before. It's gonna be a roller coaster.
I also always think with those types of bombs, it's like a built up, like it's everything is like you are exhausted. You haven't been eating properly. if you're going to like that level of road is also like you are boozing. Also, if you're doing it like you have that like weird. I can't like describe it. I know that feeling of like when you're doing a lot of like that guest spots and like kind of like throwing together like a tour like on the fly. There's all this like admin stress to every city. Like no day is a day off because you're like, okay, I gotta get a gig. Where am I staying? I need gas. What do you mean the catalytic converter is on fire? I don't know what that is. Like,
I
there's all this
can't eat a burger again. I need to find something else.
I need to knock on someone's house door and go, can you make me some of the food you are making? I hate all restaurants. Like there's like that. And then the whole reason you're out there isn't perfect. And like there's that one night where you go, I gotta fucking stop. Like I have it every year I've done the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. There'll be one day where I will full cry and think about what else am I gonna do. And I knew I'd been doing comedy too long because I stopped looking up other jobs and I just started looking up like jobs at a comedy club. Like I remember in 2019, I like was crying in an alley and I was like, I'll go manage a comedy club. And I was like, no. But it's I also think it's not fair, especially for performers, that people that have decided to like settle down and have like a partner and a dog and a picket fence. I would like if for 5 minutes they just got into a fight while I was visiting.
That would be
you know what I mean?
thoughtful.
Because they're always just like, would you like some more of this delicious ragu? And like, I just would like at that point, one of them to be like, stop interrupting me. And like, I can just see the other side of it. That's what I would like.
No, as soon as the door shuts, they're just like yelling about like, you didn't leave the fucking TV remotes for her and she had to change the station.
Or like even just like the thing of like they'll just like the door closes and they just have to look each other and remember that they both have to have sex with each other for the rest of their lives and have seen each other diarrhea. Like that's the other thing where it's like if you have a bad gig, do you ever dislike taking gigs in that place because of that one bad gig?
Kent.
So
Yes.
I mean, I am so new to this. I'm still only 3 years in. That tour was the first tour I've ever done. Like I've really only ever performed in California, Pennsylvania, where I'm from, and I did a weekend in Boston before too. So no, I mean, thanks. I'm obviously. I would hope that if I had a bad gig, I think it would just make me more motivated to go back there and do better and just like try and figure out what it is that they like and what I should be doing differently. Cause I mean, it's never like their fault. Like, the audience might not like you, but it's your job to be likable. So figure that out.
Yeah, I agree in
Go ahead.
principle. I agree in principle. There've been a couple gigs where small town little bars in the middle of nowhere in England where I went, you know what? I'm glad I didn't entertain you. Like I remember I did a set, bombed. So they were so fucking mad at me. God, they hated me. And I came off stage and I was like shell shocked from it. I was like, I can't believe how poorly I just did for 20 minutes. That was unbelievable. And so I'm standing there and I got a beer and cause like my ride was on later in the show, so I couldn't leave. And I watched, and the next guy that went up, he went up with a guitar and he sang a 4-minute song called My Grandma's Pussy. And that dude killed. Killed. And I was like, I'm so glad that I did badly. Like I couldn't be happier that I bombed here. I'm never coming back. Fuck this place.
Who was that guy?
I have no idea. I've never seen him since. It was wild. He just came in, did like a short, like tester spot. He was doing like a 10 and he was clearly brand new. Killed so hard.
Oh, that's no.
There was nothing left. Grandma's Pussy is the funniest thing these people have ever seen in their lives. And
that's so confusing that they would laugh at that. Like, I feel like the people who aren't laughing are the people that are uptight and don't want to laugh about seeing their grandmother's pussy.
Well, here's the thing. England is very bizarre in that uptight performing comedy that's very bizarre is that uptight doesn't exist in the same way that America does. Uptight for like they're actually once it's nighttime, they've decided they're going to have fun. The problem then is that your idea of what you do as a comedian, if it doesn't specifically match 40 shitheads in rural England's idea of fun, they think it's your fault. Bear in mind, like these are people that like their idea of fun would be to burn a synagogue down. So it'd be like you're like, no, I don't think we're gonna match up artistically. So it's a very odd thing. Like it's like America as a place. America, like I genuinely believe the antebellum South was in some ways more welcoming to people than England is right now. And I'm speaking across all creeds, all races, all religions. They would like you do not know loneliness until you're stood in a crowded room in Kent and like 8 guys in tracksuits just are like, where are you from? And you're like, and you say Canada and they go, good thing it's not London. And you're like, London ends over there.
It's
like,
an hour away, guys. It's right there.
Yeah, no.
Literally,
literally
at the end of a right there. Literally at the end of a show in Kent, I just bombed. A guy came up to me afterwards and he said, "Hey man, you seem like a good guy. It's just we don't really like to think here." I was like, what a wild sentence. what a crazy thing.
That's so, yeah, that's the vibe that I felt in Milwaukee, is that like they just wanted it fucking laid out flat. But you couldn't be like, I guess in England, yeah, they like, you know, they like raunchy shit, obviously. If I mean, I've heard that before, and then that, you know, confirms with the grandma's pussy.
They do, but then they would weirdly judge the shit out of you for being American. Like you'd walk, like you would never realize that they'd be like they would say something that they think is being polite. Like you'd be like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and they're like, "Oh, you know what food is?" That's nice. And you're like, "Fuck me, Dad." Mary, we are. I never heard of grandma's pussy described as raunchy before. Mary, where can people find you if they want to find your work, follow you on social medias, those sort of things?
Yeah, you can just follow me on Instagram at Mary Romeo. I have a Twitter, Mary Elizabeth, which I don't like saying out loud because it's just better like in print. So that's why that's my Twitter name. And yeah, follow the Ocean Mic too. We're going to be starting back up shows in March, and it's a really fun summer date night thing to do. So,
and also one of those things where when I saw that, every time I see it on social media, I go, how has no one thought of this brilliant idea? Because there's so many people just wandering around the beach. Bring them on over.
Right? And then follow
a friend of the stream.
It is Mary Romeo. Thank you so much. Don't put an R in there.
That's not my fault. Blame Alex Hooper, for God's sake. It's stuck in my head. At least I noticed it as I was bringing you on to the show I invited you to be on. Mary, we're going to plug our Patreon, so we're just going to say goodbye to you now. But thank you so much for your time and coming on.
Thank you so much.
So good to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Nice meeting you too.
Take care.
Have a good one. Cheers. Bye. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, Chris?
That was great. What a nice time. Excellent booking.
I'm very happy with that one. I have to tell you, I was a time for the whole ring. Also, Ashley, will you come on and be our stunt other Ashley sometime in this week?
Wednesday or Thursday. Are you free Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah. Which day? Pick a day. Tell us now in front of everyone so that you're responsible. You have to come.
Yeah. We respect you, one of us.
Wednesday Ashley story.
Yeah. Google gobble, one of us. Google gobble, one of us. King Geo, I'm aware you just got here because I can see my Facebook messages blowing up because you're having a little conversation. King Geo. Also, I would say information that I already know that I will not reveal, but I want to say publicly.
Ooh.
Not saying anything else. But yes, Ashley Story will be joining us Wednesday. Tomorrow, we have someone booked already. I can't remember who.
Do you want me to say it? I've got it right here.
Yes, it's David
Corias.
David Corias from New Zealand will be joining us tomorrow.
Nice.
It's now.
Is that Laura's husband?
No, that is not Laura's husband. I've been trying to get Laura on this thing forever. We just can't make it.
I love Laura.
King Geo, can I tell people or tell the Troggies? Tell the Troggies your news. Was it on Facebook? Tell the Troggies. He was on New Zealand.
Oh, nice one.
He's a very funny, weird man. I thought I'd have him on.
Beauty.
He's one of the many people that when I met him, I thought, I bet you I'm never going to see your penis. And may I say, I was wrong.
Yeah, silly boys. Silly boys will be silly boys. While we're waiting for King Gio to tell us what his news is, John, what are you plugging today?
LOL, because you're the only one who knows me. Just tell people the news.
We love you, King Gio. You're part of our Troggy community.
My plugs are my UK dates are now out there. They will be.
They're in the
posted.
Discord. Tiger posted them.
They are in the Discord. Tiger posted them. Please, ladies and gentlemen, come and see me any of those dates. If also you at any time were signed up on Patreon and got a postcard, I'm trying to figure out if I got everyone's. I will be sending those out ASAP. So a couple of people have reached out. If I haven't reached out to you to get your address, please let me know and I will send it over to you.
If at any point you were you live in Nice, patron, let us know because you are owed a postcard. Thank you again to all of our patrons. If you want to support the show, subscribing on Twitch is great. Subscribing on Patreon is better because then we get all the money instead of giving half to Jeff Bezos for his space dicks.
Yes.
But yeah, we very much appreciate it. Thank you so much to the patrons. We're going to be recording our extra episode in a couple days.
We certainly are.
We have a gaming stream on it's Sunday. I keep forgetting.
Gaming stream on Wednesday. And also exciting news, King Gio WTF is having an child. The first Troggy baby.
First Troggy baby.
Start now. All right, here's
wait.
the first question. How much do we have to raise GoFundMe that we get naming rights of the child? How much money do we have to raise in a GoFundMe?
What if it's just the middle name and it's Troggle? That way it's almost, so it's like Troggy.
We call it Adolf.
We could call it Adolf. How much to get Troggy in the name? That's a lot of dollars. It's just a middle name. Who gives a shit about middle names?
Yeah. See, I'm glad you told. Look at all the love you're getting over here, King Gio. See, it's nice.
That's such
I
good
want you to
stuff.
know. Every time he's come in the chat since I was told at La Lune Fest 2021, I keep almost being like, hey, how's your partner? How's everything going with that? And then I have to be like, no.
That's funny.
Just name it after your favorite co-host, mate. But what if it's a girl then? It'd be so weird if it was named John Chris. And the next thing I'm plugging is congratulations, King Gio. This is very exciting news. We're all very pleased. Yeah, that's fun. What about you, Chris? What do you have to plug?
Honestly, I don't have much. I'm mostly just I'm getting my goddamn life together. So watch me here. Join the Patreon. Check out my old podcasts if you want. Jordan and I are trying to figure out. So I'm meeting up with Jordan after this, and Jordan and I are trying to figure out what season 2 of the Big Shiny Podcast is going to look like.
Where is Jordan?
He's been in Victoria for the last 10 days, so he leaves tomorrow. But we've got to hang out twice already. Tonight will be thrice. It's been wonderful. It's been so good to see him.
What? Also, by the way, Jordan sent me. Do you want me to show you the records that he sent? I'm gonna hang. I talked to Jordan.
He sent you records?
Robson Kramer, and I said, "Do you have some cheesy because I love."
Oh, that's
the idea
right.
of
Yeah, for the art. Yeah.
Shitty vinyl records. He sent them to me. He sent me 11.
Oh shit.
He sent me a bank. One I can't show because it's got boobs on it.
Oh.
So funny. All right, I'm gonna grab them, and then
Yeah.
while I grab them, you decide with the chat who we're gonna raid.
Cool. That's great news. We're going to see some ugly ass things. So you can check out my Chris Beth Versus thing. If you're in Victoria, come see me do shows. Otherwise, I'm just hanging out. I'm doing all the life stuff, just getting all my shit together. All right, let's see what these records are.
All right. So we've got this absolute banger.
Who is that? You got to tell us the bands when you show it. It'll...
Phantom Rocker and Slick, I'll have you know.
Phantom Rocker and Slick. They sound like a bunch of very cool dudes.
They're so sexy.
So hot.
And then we've got PhD. Is It Safe? Isn't that fun?
Oh, I love that. There's a piano falling on them. That looks like a still out of Free Guy.
No, I'm wearing a Cheaper Than Therapy shirt. Colt?
Cheaper by the dozen.
Do we raid Colt?
Yeah, we can raid Colt.
Let's raid Colt. And I assume raid messages, congrats, King Geo, WTF. Congrats, King Geo, WTF.
Yeah, sure.
And then we, of course, have this absolute. Look at him.
Oh my God. Is that a Rumba album?
It is
Rumba
Rumba
Tres.
Tres.
Oh
It's
my
3 times.
God.
This is, I think, my favorite one.
And I want to live. These women will kill me. That's
Look how
fucking
this man
incredible.
almost- Oh, it's so good.
Oh my God. These are great
almost
ones.
matched
Jordan
by-
Jordan
I
has
think-
an eye.
I think this might be the inspiration for do you have any ointment, my John Hastings?
It's beautiful.
He's so beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, but not nearly as beautiful as these guys in Utopia.
So serious. Right? So for living in a utopia, you'd think they'd be a little more chill. David, are you taking notes for your album covers, by the way?
What about Joe Samples? Look at
Oh, that's a classic. That's a Facebook profile picture.
And then, of course, there's the ever amazing Wine Light.
Wait, hold on. I need to make that one big. I can't quite make it out. Is that a saxophone and a glass of wine?
Wine.
Oh my God. I thought it was like a city landscape. By the way, podcast listeners, you're missing a hell of a show. Check it out on YouTube to watch the full thing.
And then this is the soundtrack to Return to Macon County. Never seen that.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Show that one again.
Return to Macon County.
Oh, that's great. That's like it's like white people took the blaxploitation posters.
Yeah, they did that a lot. And then this one is the one with nudity.
Nudity.
So creepy. Isn't that good?
That's fucking excellent.
And then, of course,
Glass table, because she's gonna poop on it. She's gonna poop
this
later.
Absolute glorious Alain Berry.
Barrière.
Sky.
Oh my God. That glass table one is phenomenal.
They're all really
that's so special. They're excellent work, Jordan. I'm gonna tell him that we looked at him today. He'll be chuffed.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an excellent day of streaming. I
Yeah.
was not jazzed, but now I'm jazzed.
Yeah, baby.
I'm glad Mary worked out. That was a good booking. I'm happy.
Yeah, that was
I always
great.
get nervous booking guests for this. I'm like, what if it doesn't work out? And we had that one that was a real.
But we knew going in. We knew going in.
I like how we knew it was going to be a big one. I know exactly that you know exactly who I'm talking about. Like we know.
Exactly. Yeah. But we knew that was going to be the case. But everyone else has been great. I think we have a fun time, and it's tough not to get on board.
It is true.
We have a good ass time. Like Mike was fucking delighted when I talked to him afterwards. The number of times that I talk to people after the stream and they're like, that's some of the most fun I've ever had on a podcast.
It's really weird.
People love doing this show. So
I want you to know, by the way, I'm still in King Geo WTF. I'm in a like a Facebook message group with a bunch of his friends, and one guy in that group did not know King Geo's news. And so he just saw it and is like going through it. But it's very funny because there's like, you know how like those group things have like a stream to them? I opened it because I looked over during Mary being here, and I just saw like 17, 18, 19, and I was like, well, someone's dead. And I was like, oh, no, they told me. And it's so funny because there's people debating whether or not Walmart is good and this news is still being discussed, but at the same time, fucking human beings suck.
it's fucking wild, man. That's my WhatsApp group chat with my friends back home. And I'm always just like, I found out that some of them read every message. And I was like, how? How do you have enough time in the day to read every message on this goddamn thing?
I'm in a WhatsApp group where I have read every. We speak daily.
Jesus, it's
like
so
daily,
many.
and it's like I wake up. The first thing I do is check it.
This one is like I'm talking 50, 60 messages a day. There's 12 of us in it, and it's like it could be anything from announcing a new child to a meme.
Do you want to know how it's? Do you want to know how it started? The Amazon Walmart debate. I didn't want to get into the weeds. This is what started the question in the chat that really kicked it off. And now they're debating. By the way, no one in that chat except for the one guy who asked this question And King GOWTF will understand what I'm saying is it's a possibility he was referencing an inside joke that only he knew by asking what's your favorite character in Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
And so now it's just so deranged. So
mine right now is I got everyone drunk a while back and I declared that Kanye West is the Beatles of hip hop. And so now whenever I want to start shit, I just type that out in the WhatsApp group and things just start rolling. Oh, they get so mad.
No, he's not the Beatles of hip hop.
He is. He's the Beatles of hip hop. We can have this talk on another time.
No.
He's the Beatles of hip hop.
He's not the he's incredibly important. I would say
he's the Beatles of hip hop.
But he's landscape changing. Yes, I do want to become famous
Big
and
follows.
buy more followers.
Big
Yeah,
follows. Bigfollows.com.
Fuck off. Sorry, yo. He's the Ramones
Nope.
of hip hop.
Nope.
Yeah.
He's the Beatles.
Already established, came in, actually very similar to the roots of hip hop, but reinvigorated and changed it. And all anyone can ever talk about is him. I'm right. You're wrong.
No, incorrect.
See you all tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
My argument's too long. All right, we're gonna raid. Thanks so much for coming in, everybody. We love you. Started the raid to Cole Cabana. John, hit that old lady. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And that's all. Penis into her vagina. And that's all. That's all. And that's called sexual intercourse.
Just to be clear. Oh, fuck. What is the raid message? Anti-Semitic domestic abuser?
I already raided. It's already done.
Well,